complete, local. This is Fox 23 News at 9.
In 20 seconds, another car will be stolen somewhere in the United States, and in just moments, you can find out if you're at risk. That's tonight's Crime Mapper.
And pictures in court. Pictures like this one are how family members remember murder victims.
Instead of just a body laying there with bullet holes.
But that's not how the jury sees it. Your family's rights in court could soon change.
And with the weather, out on a limb.
And it was kind of frightening to think that they're just all around me.
Falling ice, then falling trees, and more could be falling this week. That story is first on Fox. We have got complete information of the weather where you live. Good evening, everyone. I'm Shara Kimiko.
And I'm Darren Dito. For the first time after the storm, the lights are on tonight for hundreds of people in the area. A winter storm last week downed power lines and left a lot of people in the dark in Bartlesville. Take a look at the mess still left tonight. The weight of the ice snapped tree branches across the city. The cleanup will take many more days, but things are looking brighter.
This is incredible. I'm enjoying the sun, and I'm trying to soak up as much of it as I can. But, yeah, this is wonderful. You know, nowhere but Oklahoma, huh? Could this happen?
The emergency management director tells us the cleanup will be costly, and tonight there's another storm our first response forecast team is tracking. Chief Meteorologist John Slater is here with the latest. John?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist John Slater, and I'm really happy to be back in Tulsa. I'll talk about that a little bit later. First off, let me show you a storm system we're watching well off to our north and west. We're looking at the upper-level wind flow. You can see that low-pressure system. It's an upper-level storm just moving into the northwest coast tonight. We'll put this into motion and watch that storm move towards the east, then southeast, right towards green country. And I think by Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, we could have some wintry precipitation around here. Right now, it looks like it will not be as strong as that last system. We're going to watch it very closely for you. This afternoon, a mixed bag of clouds and sunshine, 54 degrees here in the Tulsa metro area after a morning low of 38. Look at the record today, 79 for the record high, 1934. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy skies. It'll be a cold night. A north breeze will drop down to around 24 degrees here in the metro area. I'll have the first response forecast and take another look at that storm for Tuesday and Tuesday night here in just a little bit. Back to you.
Thanks, John. See you in just a little bit. Winter isn't always a time to breathe easy since the potential is higher for carbon monoxide poisoning. Just today, 3 people who live in this house had to spend Super Bowl Sunday in the hospital. Firefighters searched the house and found a carbon monoxide leak while neighbors watched in shock.
It certainly is scary. You see on the news and on the TV every year that people should get their heaters checked out before turning them on, but nobody ever thinks it'll happen to them.
Investigators say the furnace may be the cause for that leak. Fire trucks stayed at that house while 2 adults and 1 child went to the hospital. We're told 2 of the people are now out of the hospital. The other is in good condition this evening.
And carbon monoxide is a silent killer. You can't see or you can't smell it. Here's more information I found out about carbon monoxide poisoning that can keep your family safe. These are the symptoms: headaches, nausea, and vomiting. Also, if you feel dizzy, maybe achy, and suffer from chest pains, leave your home and seek help. If you just got home from Super Bowl parties, you may have been stuck in traffic from an accident on Highway 75, but within the past hour, that road was reopened. This accident tied up more than 4 hours of traffic. A half-ton pickup crossed the median and hit a semi head-on. A minivan then crashed into the wreckage. The driver of the pickup was taken to St. Francis Hospital by helicopter. His condition has not been released. We checked in with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol just a few moments ago. Troopers say all lanes are open at this hour.
Your safety is important, and that's why twice a week you will see our Crime Mapper segment on Fox 23 News at 9. We're working with the Tulsa Police Department and Tulsa County Sheriff's Office to cover the crime trends in your neighborhood and tell you how to protect you and your family from crime. Tonight we start with car theft. Fox 23's Patricia Lopez joins us live with tonight's Crime Mapper to show if this threat to public safety is in your neighborhood. Patricia?
Sheriff, since the beginning of the newscast, 15 cars have been stolen nationwide. And here in Tulsa, if you live in a neighborhood like this one, near a freeway, the chances of your car being stolen could go up. But no matter what road you travel, your car could always look like a free ride to a thief.
It's my money maker. Without it, I can't do nothing.
The only evidence of Steve Gilly's truck are these oil stains where it was usually parked. Now it's an empty space.
Well, I got up to go to work one morning, and I come out here, and my truck was gone. It was just flat out gone.
That was about a month ago.
I done pawned everything I got. I done sold everything I got. And I'm down and out right now. I'm out of work. I'm trying to make the ends meet, and without a truck, I can't do nothing.
For the past month, Steve has been getting around town by walking or by taking the bus. Unfortunately for him, he says both options are a major inconvenience.
The bus system is not good. And if you have to walk everywhere you go, and, you know, it's just dangerous.
For now, Steve is stuck spinning his wheels.
I wish that never happened, you know, because I'm a poor man. I'm not a rich man, by no means. I do what I can. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. I don't believe in thieves. I don't like thieves. Don't want to be around thieves.
And here's more information on how you can avoid being a car thief's next victim. It may seem like common sense, but don't leave your car keys in your car. You might be surprised to find out that 10% of cars that are stolen are due to just that. And also, you might want to invest in a theft deterrent device like a club that locks the steering wheel, because it may help a thief think twice. Shara?
More details now. Take a close look at this map. This information just out from Tulsa Police shows car theft trends in your neighborhood. Each blue dot that you see here represents a car theft from 2001, and you can see there are several clusters on here. Areas with a lot of car thefts last year include this area of 51st between Sheridan and Memorial. This is an area with a lot of apartment complexes. Another car theft cluster is just north of 21st when you start heading into the downtown area, and 21st and Peoria. This area right here is also a hot spot. Also, notice how many of these car thefts are happening around the highways. I talked to Tulsa Police about this, and they told me it's because a lot of car thieves operate in car rings and chop shops, and a highway is easy access out so the thief isn't spotted by police. I'm also told some cars are stolen for joyrides, but the majority are stolen simply for parts. For more crime mapping numbers, go to tulsapolice.org, click on the Crime Mapper section, and you can pinpoint crimes in your neighborhood just like these and throughout the Tulsa area. Now, there's a lot of information that we've put on this map for you, so we'll show it again later on in the newscast so you can see how crime in your neighborhood fares. Catch our next Crime Mapper segment Thursday night on Fox 23 News at 9.
Looming state financial problems and the education of your children top the agenda in tomorrow's State of the State address. Governor Frank Keating will ask lawmakers to approve his 4x4 Plus plan. He says it will boost education by requiring more math, science, social studies, and foreign language or fine arts classes. Complete coverage of this story begins with Fox 23's Jana Clark and the price to pay for these proposed changes.
Let's think of this tray as your child's high school career. The apples are the required classes, and the oranges are the classes the student gets to choose. Now, the governor's plan would put 5 more requirements on the tray. That means the student would have 5 fewer electives because there's only so much room on the tray. Students tell me that leaves them being read.
Curriculum, click here, go to...
Robbie Ward's curriculum equals computers. He's one of many high school students at Webster taking high-tech classes. This 2-year program will get Robbie what's called Cisco certification. That could mean a good-paying job right out of high school.
I don't want to be flipping burgers. I want to do something with my life, so I figured this would be a good thing because I've always liked computers.
But if the governor's plan comes into play, programs like Robbie's might be a thing of the past, simply because there's not enough time in the school day to fit it all in.
I'd feel kind of cheated, really, because when we're given this, and then we're given this education, it's all going great, and then it's kind of like, we can't have it. You know, what's up with that?
The issue for lawmakers: should students lose the right to choose some classes in an effort to improve the education levels of all students?
I think we should have a set minimum of what we should have, and then we should be able to take what we think is in our best interest to take.
For kids like Robbie, this certification course is the closest thing he'll probably ever get to college.
My family, we really don't have the money to send me to college, and so I probably most likely wouldn't be able to do it.
For now, he can only keep on typing on and hope things will stay the way they are. In West Tulsa, Jana Clark, Fox 23 News.
More details for you. It's not just students talking about the 4x4 Plus plan. Teachers are talking too, and some have concerns.
Well, I feel it's a
a disservice to our children, because it's taking the decision of what they want to be away from them and putting it in the government's hands.
Some teachers say the proposed plan could especially hurt kids if they have several interests like foreign language, music, and drama. Even more details now. Governor Keating will deliver his State of the State address tomorrow afternoon. Fox 23 will be in Oklahoma City for the speech, and we'll have complete coverage tomorrow night at 9. The main points of the 4x4 Plus plan: more required classes, fewer options for students and parents. Well, what do you think of the proposal? Is the governor's 4x4 Plus plan a good use of your tax dollars? Just call our toll-free number to cast your vote. If you think yes, it is a good use of your tax dollars, call 1-888-861-5370 or call 1-888-861-5371 to vote no. We'll be updating the results later in the hour, so vote now.
There's a new NFL champion tonight.
Sports Director Vic Faust is in the Fox 23 newsroom with your top highlights of the big game.
Super Bowl 36 was arguably one of the best in history. The New England Patriots pulled off what very few thought possible. They beat the heavily favored Rams in dramatic fashion. Let's find out how it happened. It was a tie game, 17 apiece, under 30 seconds remaining, when quarterback Tom Brady connects with wide receiver Troy Brown for a first down, and you know what? That would set up this 48-yard game-winning field goal as time ran out. Adam Vinatieri gets the job done. Final score, Patriots 20, Rams 17. It was an incredible game, and we'll have your complete highlights later in sports. Darren and Shara.
All right, thanks, Vic.
Thank you, Vic. Moving on, one of Tulsa's most publicized murders of the year has a unique twist.
I always thought that this was what I would do, but never thought I would do it so soon.
A Tulsa woman is making sure her father's memory lives on.
And soon jurors may be introduced to another side of the victims, but it's not a picture everybody wants to see.
Plus, it's a program designed to give your children a safe place, even if you aren't around to protect them.
And New Orleans is packed with football fans tonight, but there was nothing easy about getting into the Super Bowl. That story is next on Fox 23 News at 9.
Seinfeld on Fox 23, weeknights at 6.
First, complete, local. You're watching Fox 23 News at 9. With Shara Kimiko, Darren Dito, sports with Vic Faust, and Chief Meteorologist John Slater with your first response forecast.
There was no room for fumbling when it came to security at the Super Bowl tonight. Military jets patrolled the skies before, during, and after the game, and a wall of National Guard troops and police officers stood guard at the Superdome. Louisiana security officials said the hardest part about making sure everyone stayed safe at tonight's game was keeping the thousands of fans in order as they entered and left the Superdome. A fake email sent regarding this American journalist being held hostage has a 15-year-old Pakistani boy in trouble with the law. Daniel Pearl has been held hostage since January 23rd. His wife received these pictures via email. Today, the Pakistan police launched a task force to find the Wall Street Journal reporter. Police now say they believe an underground criminal gang may be holding him. The 15-year-old was released into his parents' custody. There was a report today that police had found his body, but that turned out to be false.
Tonight, police are hot on the trail of 4 escaped Texas inmates who are believed to be in Oklahoma. That story tops our look at America. Police are going into their 6th night in the search for the escaped inmates. As you can see here, police are not letting up. Police say they've found evidence of the escapees: Joshua Bagwell, Curtis Gambill, Crystal Soto, and Charles Jordan at a burglarized home in Terrell. Now, that's a south central Oklahoma town near the Texas border. Police believe the escapees spent the night at the home, changed clothes, and made off in a 1975 Chevy truck and took a .22 caliber revolver. President Bush arrived back at the White House today. He was accompanied by First Lady Laura Bush, and as you can see there, his beloved dogs. Tomorrow, Bush will propose his 2003 federal budget to Congress. It's a more than $2 trillion budget with a $591 billion tax cut over the next decade. It also proposes doubling expenditures on homeland defense. There is new information tonight in the Enron controversy. Former Enron CEO Kenneth Lay says he won't testify before Congress tomorrow. Lay's attorney sent a letter to the Senate and House panels investigating Enron. claiming the hearings have become too much like a trial. Lay had originally promised to testify before Congress about whether or not the company tried to hide debt from stockholders.
It could cost you more now to fly the friendly skies, and September 11th is the reason for the airline price hike. That story is coming up at 11:45.
Plus, a Tulsa company scored in the Super Bowl. You couldn't have seen tonight's game if it hadn't been for some hard-working people in Green Country. That's at 11:49.
You had a few chips, you even had a little dip. So how much fat did you pack on at your Super Bowl party?
That's next on Fox 23 News at 9, but as promised from tonight's Crime Mapper, look for your neighborhood on this map to see how many cars were stolen in 2001.
I hadn't been looking for any kind of help for about 10 years because I knew there wasn't anything out there that really worked.
If you or someone you know suffers from fibromyalgia, the doctors of Brooks Spinal Care invite you to an evening seminar called Beyond Fibromyalgia.
When I got up off of the table after my first adjustment and was totally pain-free for the first time in over 30 years.
An educational seminar from Brooks Spinal Care. Reserve your place, 587-7111.
Hi, I'm Brandy Cox for Ford of Tulsa. Think America's #1 selling truck for 24 years is anything but a Ford F-150? Think again. And Ford of Tulsa's got them for just $12,995. Plus a brand new Taurus, loaded, only $15,995. These incredible prices and no payments for 4 months and 0% financing. Think you can find a better deal? If you want the best, think Ford of Tulsa.
This is the newest from Kincaid, the Laura Ashley Home Collection, and it's exclusively at Evans. Laura Ashley is one of the finest names in fashion, and you can also sign up to win a 10-day trip to England. Crafted in solid maple with select premium hardwoods and the rich tradition of the English countryside. To introduce this new Laura Ashley collection, Kincaid has authorized 40% off the retail price. Then Evans adds an additional 10%. 40 plus 10 off the newest collection of Kincaid from Oklahoma's style and value leader, Evans.
Evans has it all. I spend half my life making things easy and convenient for my clients. That means not knowing where I'm going to find myself most every day. When my boss told me I needed to upgrade some professional skill sets, I thought, with my travel schedule, who's going to make this convenient for me? Then I heard about the online program at Tulsa Community College. Over 100 classes virtually anytime, anywhere. Bingo, instant classroom. You know, I give my clients a lot of choices. I'm glad TCC understands customer service, too.
Tulsa Community College. Just Shoot Me, weeknights at 6:30.
In tonight's Health Alert, the snack aisles are a little low. Today is actually the second most popular day to eat in America, but all this extra food you see here, such as beer, chips, and dip, can mean those extra pounds. Here are some numbers you might find hard to swallow. Last year, game watchers ate 11 million pounds of chips, 9 million pounds of tortillas, and 4 million pounds of pretzels. My goodness. Fox 23's Markova Reed is live in Tulsa tonight to tell us how taking it in is certainly easier than taking it off. Markova?
Well, Cheryl, we are here now at the Varsity Sports Grill, where the waiters and cooks had an extremely busy afternoon serving up all kinds of Super Bowl goodies. As you can see, they've got chips, they've got dips, they've got chicken wings, they've got it all. And if you stayed home today and enjoyed some of these same goodies, you took in a lot of calories that'll turn to extra pounds if you don't work them off.
For most football fans, the big game is a big party. And if you take a look at some of the items on the menu, you might be surprised at how big you could get.
Beer, no cheese, no chicken wings.
That one can of beer is 125 empty calories. But hey, most partygoers will have chips and dip.
Like me. Now, these Doritos are my favorite. 12 of these is 120 calories. Now, if I continue walking at this pace, it'll take me 35 minutes to work them off.
If you have an activity such as cross-country ski machine, where you're using both your upper and lower body, you'll burn more calories for that exercise.
Well, it's only one day a year.
It's the one day where the average person consumes up to 3,500 calories.
If you're not working out, you just gain close to a pound of fat in that one day.
For a person weighing about 150 pounds, 30 minutes of moderate running burns 425 calories. An hour of fast cycling burns 409 calories. And if you like pumping iron, it takes 45 minutes to burn 282 calories. Football players have a strategy for game day. Now it's up to you to get your post-game workout plan together.
Now, we're not saying that you shouldn't enjoy your gatherings with friends, but here's something to think about for the next party. Instead of like these fattening chips and dips, why not serve vegetables? Fresh vegetables and fruit are low in calories, and you don't have to worry about the guilt. Shara, back to you.
Markova, thank you, but sometimes it's not always as much fun. Well, here are more details on making up for today's binge. Cutting calories and losing weight can actually be very simple. For example, if you cut out one soft drink, just one soft drink a day for a year, you could lose 15 pounds.
All right, starting tomorrow.
That's right.
Losing those pounds could keep you healthy. Tonight we begin our 30 days of heart-healthy tips. If you drink alcohol, drink moderately. Men, no more than 2 drinks per day. Women, just 1 drink a day. Too much alcohol can lead to high blood pressure and heart failure. You can call the St. John Pulse line at 744-0123 for more information. We'll have that number again a little later in the hour in our reminders segment. Well, sadly, 2002 is off to a violent start here in Tulsa.
Just look at the January numbers. 5 people were murdered. That is up from no murders in January of last year.
One of the most high-profile was the murder of William Webb in his East Tulsa home. Police think he was shot trying to defend this woman, Martha Scott. Scott is now accused of harboring the alleged killer, her ex-boyfriend Rodney Talbert. While Webb's family is relieved the accused killer is in jail, in tonight's cover story, Fox 23's Jennifer Lindsay tells us that his memory will live on through the work of his daughter. Jennifer.
Well, Darren, Kara Webb always knew she'd be joining the family business. She just had no idea it would be under such tragic circumstances. Now, less than a month after her father's death, she's still dealing with the loss while struggling to fill his shoes.
This right here will eventually be my office.
Kara Webb's father began building his dream before he died.
He just always wanted, a nice big place, you know. This was his house.
Now it's Kara's dream, her house, and her construction business, CBR Enterprises.
I always thought that this was what I would do, but I never thought I would do it so soon.
Kara just graduated 3 months ago with a degree in construction management. She says she knew within hours of her father's death she'd be putting those skills to work.
The next day I did meet with the client right after my dad was murdered, and I sat down with him and said, look, I'm going to be taking this over. I knew from that point forward that that's what I would be doing.
While her father is not by her side, he's definitely on her mind.
I know that he would be proud of me. I asked for guidance from him and God.
But at least for now, part of her father stays with the business.
Hello, this is Bill Webb. Please leave a message. Thank you.
And here's something else interesting about this story. Kara had accepted a job with a construction firm in Dallas. Not long before her father was killed, she suddenly decided to move to Tulsa instead, even though she didn't have a job here. Now she says she knows the meaning behind her decision. Darren.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. More information about this story. Rodney Talbert is the man accused of killing William Webb. He's scheduled to be arraigned in Tulsa County later this month. Kara Webb says she plans to be there.
You expect your children to be safe in school, but at 11:37 in your family safety kit will show you a place where kids can stay safe when they're learning the lessons of the world.
And coming up at 11:50, we have your complete Super Bowl wrap.
All righty, good evening once again. Some current temperatures across the plains, kind of a mixed bag. Upper 40s to near 50 down around Dallas. Temperatures in the mid-teens up there in central Nebraska. You're watching Fox 23 News at 9. Your Fox forecast next.
Is fighting hard, trying to stay in the lead.
These guys, they're going at each other like it's the last lap.
He might have tried to stay out too long.
Edwards is going to hang him out to dry. Yeah, but don't count Moore out. He's not out of this race by any means. Since they took the bump stops away, he's on that double progressive shock package.
You know you want style.
Seinfeld on Fox 23, weeknights at 6.
Fox 23 News at 9 continues.
Starting tomorrow, if you drive this road In North Tulsa, you'll need to plan on your morning commute taking just a little bit longer. Southbound lanes off of Lewis Avenue between 34th Street North and Apache Street will be shut down. Traffic will be detoured to the northbound lane. That means one lane each way, and you may want to get used to it, guys. ODOT says the construction project will take about 3 months. On that note, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist John Slater. How are you this evening?
Hey, I am doing great. How are you guys doing?
Good.
You guys, great. Hey, you guys are just looking really, really great tonight.
As are you.
Yeah, and I'm really happy to be back in the Tulsa metro area. I was in Kansas City at the NBC affiliate up there for about the last 3 years, and we're back, and we're just having a great time. We'll talk about that in the next few days.
How's that forecast?
Hey, the forecast is looking pretty good tomorrow, folks. Good evening, everyone. However, we're watching another potential winter kind of situation here for maybe some winter precipitation by Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. We'll talk more about that in just a jiffy. Let's take a look outside right now. It's late tonight after that fantastic, exciting game. You should have seen everyone by the television watching the end of that game. It's 39 degrees with mostly cloudy skies right now in the Tulsa metro area. Dew point temperature 25, humidity 57%, a light northwest breeze. The pressure is rising across the metro area right now. We have kind of a mixed bag of clouds and clear skies and kind of a range in temperatures out there. Nothing really that cold for this time of year. Downtown, as we said, officially 39 degrees. Sky took at 38. Good evening to the folks around Drumright and Oilton. 31 degrees tonight, not too bad. 33 in Bristow. Hominy, 38 degrees. Claremore right now at 34. Bixby, 32. Inola checking in at about 38 degrees. So could be a lot colder this time of year. The valley over there in Fayetteville, check this out, 29 degrees. So some areas are clearing out a little bit. Clear skies, light winds, dry conditions. Those temperatures kind of drop. That's what you're seeing in the Fayetteville area right now. 35 Fort Smith, Joplin at 35 degrees. Up in Bartlesville, they're thawing out slowly. 33 degrees. Ponca City, 32. Oklahoma City has a current temperature of 33. A lot of clouds around the first part of today, then some sunshine late this afternoon. And right now, we kind of have a mixed bag of clear skies and clouds across the area. Gradually, I think these clouds are going to work off to the east-southeast, and I think we'll see mostly sunny skies in the forecast for tomorrow. It looks pretty good. Around the nation, looking at a lot of subtropical moisture coming out of the Baja California. Most of the precipitation you see on the map here is not reaching the ground. A few showers across parts of Texas and the southern Rockies. That's staying down to our south. High pressure will build in for tomorrow. Tomorrow looks really nice if you can get Monday off somehow. Looking really nice. But here's our next storm we're watching right up here. Some light snow and kind of a mixed bag of precip up through parts of the northern Rockies. Doesn't look like much, but that could be our next significant storm for Tuesday into Wednesday. Let me show you a predictor. This is a new forecast model, and this is a really high-resolution, very accurate forecast model. I'll be showing this from time to time when it has a really good handle on the weather, and I think it does. Watch the timeline. Here we go. We put it into motion. I'm going to stop it later on tomorrow afternoon. So notice, a storm is forming to our south and west with rain and thunderstorms, and also some precip, which will likely be snow well out to our northwest, okay? But across green country tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, temperatures probably in the 40s to near 50 degrees, light winds, so tomorrow looks really nice. As I put this into motion, we're going to watch that storm diving in from the northwest, interacts with the Gulf moisture, and we have a band of precip that pushes through the area Tuesday into Wednesday morning. Right now, we're going to be on the borderline between rain and snow. We're just going to have to watch that very closely for you. It definitely bears watching. Tonight, partly cloudy skies and cold across the metro area. I think we'll drop down about 24 degrees by early Monday morning. Tomorrow afternoon, a lot of sunshine, kind of cool weather, a light east breeze by late in the day, and high temperature right around 48 degrees here in Tulsa. Your 7-day predictor, again, we're watching that storm late Monday night, Tuesday into Wednesday, a 60% chance of rain and or snow. Temperatures only in the 30s here on Tuesday afternoon, so watch that situation. It should get out of here, clearing the skies on Wednesday up to 44. We're going to warm up on a Thursday to 53. Another system coming in from the northwest. A slight chance of some precipitation on Friday, 43. Then it warms up by next weekend.
Yeah, look at Sunday.
I think we're pushing 60 degrees next Sunday. We could have another Super Bowl. Let's do it all over again. That was so much fun.
What a great game.
What an incredible game that was.
Pull out the shorts. Come
all
Sunday.
right, folks.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
See you later.
It's an issue drawing fire on both sides, a proposal that could change what jurors can see.
It's the topic of tonight's in-depth report.
Should murder victims' pictures be allowed in the courtroom? You be the judge.
And the big game may be over, but you can still get a complete look at all the Super Bowl's best later in sports.
Next, we have more information on the governor's 4x4 Plus plan and how it could affect your children. You're watching Fox 23 News at 9.
The nation's critics voted West Wing the second best show on television. That's because they voted 24 the best show of all. Find out why. Golden Globe winner Kiefer Sutherland stars in 24, an all-new episode every Tuesday on Fox.
Funny for words. It's Home Improvement. Weekdays at 5:30 on Fox 23.
Fox 23 News at 9 continues.
Here's a look at some developing stories tonight. Governor Keating will give his State of the State address tomorrow in Oklahoma City. Tax reform and education are on his list of topics. This is where the difference could be felt most in the classroom. The 4x4 Plus plan would add more required classes and fewer options for students and parents. Continuing to keep you up to date on tonight's Fox 23 Flash Poll, we asked, you think the governor's 4x4 Plus plan is a good use of your tax dollars? And here are the current results. 20% of you say yes, while 80% say no. Now, you can still have your opinion on this issue count. Just call 1-888-861-5370 to vote yes, or 1-888-861-5371 to vote no. There are less than 2 days now until Tulsa's city primaries. Registered Democrats and Republicans will go to the polls this Tuesday to decide who will lead the races for mayor and 9 city council spots. The mayor's race promises to be a tough one, with Mayor Susan Savage leaving her seat after 10 years. Democrats will vote for one of 4 candidates: current District 4 City Councilor Gary Watts, James Alexander Jr., James O'Desmond Jr., and perennial candidate Accountability Burns. Republicans will have more people to choose from. Possible frontrunners include former Tulsa District Attorney Bill LaFortune, Terry Simonson, who ran for mayor back in 1998, Carlton Pearson, the pastor of Tulsa's Higher Dimensions Church. Other Republicans on the ballot are Ray McCollum, Bill Timms, Scott Vostad, Steve Smith, and Don Gibson. Polls are open from 7 to 7 on Tuesday.
Pictures of murder victims while they were alive could soon be allowed during trials. Right now, only autopsy photos can be shown to the jury. Some say that leaves the victims faceless. Others argue the pictures would bias the jury. Fox 23's Jennifer Pierce takes an in-depth look at the big picture. Jennifer?
She was just a pleasure to be around.
That's how Fred Boyce remembers his daughter, Michelle Hendricks.
Nobody could laugh any harder than she could.
On February 29, 1996, Michelle was shot to death by Stephen White in front of her 2-year-old daughter and 6-month-old baby.
I was in so much shock that I really didn't think it was real.
Fred had to relive the pain during the murder trial, but the jury never got to see Michelle's face.
If anything, it would just give them an idea of who she was.
But in court, that's considered biased.
They have been excluded in the past by courts because they were trying to guard against the inflaming the passions of the jury.
But attorney Shannon McMurray has a different frame of mind, based on the fact that defendants are innocent until proven guilty. Defense attorneys say their jobs are already hard enough. They compare it to playing with a full deck of cards.
And to allow the deck to get stacked heavier and heavier and heavier, where are our rights going? That could be you standing there accused. Don't you want a fair, impartial trial?
Boyce looks at it differently. He wishes the jury could have seen his daughter for who she was.
Instead of just a body laying there with bullet holes.
Now, the man who killed Fred's daughter, Stephen White, he was convicted of murder and sentenced to life without parole. Now, another interesting part of the story, during the murder trial, Fred tells me his family wasn't allowed to wear ribbons into the courtroom supporting Victims' Right Week. He says the defense attorney on the case believed the ribbons could taint the jury. Shara.
Jennifer, thank you. More information. Tulsa County's District Attorney Tim Harris says there are only 5 states that allow murder victims' photos in those courtrooms. In Oklahoma, the bill will go to the House Criminal Justice Committee for review.
It's a program that's helping to keep our kids safe from danger. Coming up at 11:37 in your family safety kit, I'll tell you about this safe haven for Tulsa area kids.
And at 11:45, the improved security since September 11th could cost you more on your next vacation.
Next, take a tour of a place on shaky ground tonight as we cover the world. You're watching Fox 23 News at 9.
Just Shoot Me, weeknights at 6:30.
covering the world tonight. Take a look at these pictures from Turkey, where a powerful earthquake left hundreds of people homeless. The quake killed 45, injured 150 more, and left a huge pile of rubble behind. That is amazing video. The quake was a magnitude 6 on the Richter scale. Tonight, Turkish government authorities are warning people to stay out of that unstable building. Passengers on a Delta plane had quite a scare in Ireland today. The plane you see on the grass skidded as it came in for a landing at that Dublin airport. Fortunately, no passengers were hurt, but emergency crews were called in and the airport was closed down for about an hour. The airport is back open tonight. Investigators are on the scene trying to determine what caused that plane to skid.
Parents, here's some information that will put your minds at ease and your children in safe hands. In Tulsa County, our children have a place to turn to in times of danger and crisis. The Safe Place program has been a success for more than a decade. In tonight's Family Safety Kit, meet a Tulsa father who thanks Safe Place for saving his kids.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Afternoon Buzz. Don King, Chris Blank with you on Sports Radio 1430.
His voice is familiar over the Tulsa airwaves. His story is familiar to many parents. Don King can talk sports with the best of them. But when it comes to being a father, he's had to learn some new ways of communication.
He wanted to go back and kept running away and going to the Safe Place. So that was encouraging because
King's son found one of these, a Safe Place, a place designed to get kids help in times of trouble. The program was started by Youth Services of Tulsa in 1991. You'll find 200 of these yellow signs at quick trips, on buses, and at fire stations. Everybody knows that firefighters are trained to save lives, but here in Tulsa they receive special skills through the Safe Place program to help our kids when they need it most. Firefighter Tony Raines helped provide shelter for an abused boy.
Like I say, I think that's the beauty of the whole program is that they don't feel intimidated coming in the station because we don't quiz them. We're not asking anything out of them. We're just there to take care of them until somebody can come and take care of them.
A youth services volunteer will take the child to their shelter, then counsel and house them. In King's case, the Safe Place program helped repair his family.
he's willing to stay here for a couple of days if you're willing to let him stay here. It was a perfect situation for me because I knew he was in a safe place, and then I could reconnect with my younger son and spend some time with him.
Here's more information about the Safe Place program. You can get help or volunteer just by calling 582-0061. We'll give you that number again on our reminders page later in the hour. Tomorrow night, I'll show you how to prepare for the worst when bad weather hits green country. We'll put together a family disaster kit in tomorrow night's Family Safety Kit right here on Fox 23 News at 9.
Williams Companies is due to release its fourth quarter earnings report. Find out how steep the losses are expected to be in your On the Dollar report at 11:46.
Well, after a pretty nice weekend, we are watching another storm system that might affect us Tuesday or Tuesday night. I'll have another look at that 7-day predictor coming up.
And some of your neighbors are a little bit richer tonight, and it's all because they went to a Super Bowl party. That story is next. You're watching Fox 23 News at 9.
At McDonald's, we know what makes you smile. Like
Fox 23 News at 9 continues.
If you stayed home today to watch the Super Bowl, we've got a story that'll make you wish you didn't. Look at all these smiling faces. No, they're not happy because their team won, but because they each won $122 for being at the right place at the right time. Budweiser randomly picked the Friendly Tavern on 31st and Garnett, walked in, locked the door, and split up 15 grand between whoever was lucky enough to be inside.
The Tulsa Police Department is taking big steps, even cyber steps, to keep you safe in your neighborhood. The core of a fairly new effort is the Crime Trend Analysis Group, also known as CTAG. The 5 officers research, map, and track crimes so they can cover it where you live. Fox 23 News is teaming up with Tulsa CTAG unit to help catch the culprit before the culprit catches up with you. From dusk till dawn, Corporal Tom Vallely and his 4 fellow officers with the Crime Trend Analysis Group eat, breathe, and dream about mapping crime.
The joke is that you never feed them after midnight and never ever get them wet.
But the truth is, these men are the ones you, as well as other officers, look to for answers.
Or they may not be able to actually have the time or the resources to look up, we try to make available to them on cases or situations.
It is a balancing act because people have a right to know what's going on in their neighborhood, but at the same time, we feel that the victim's got a right to some privacy.
The CTAG group started in 1998. 3 years later, there is now compiled information on where crimes have happened, what areas are hit the hardest, and where you can go for answers.
The system is easy to use. Type in tulsapolice.org. Click on how to evaluate crime, then go to one of the quarterly maps. Type in an address and it'll pull up everything from robberies to murders, and all this is documented by CTAG.
Essentially, they are the detectives for the detectives.
And we can map it for them, we can break it out for them into reports, we can pull any type of crime they want.
And more information on the CTAG unit, the officers are working on an even more precise way to keep you safe with real-time reports. Check out crime trends where you live by logging onto our website at fox23.com and click onto the Tulsa Police icon.
Get ready to start spending more money to travel thanks to a new airline fee. That story tops tonight's On the Dollar. When you go to the airport, you might expect to stand in line for security, but you're in line to pay more for your ticket. The federal government is now forcing airlines to tack on a September 11th security fee. There are more details about that fee. You'll be charged $2.50 extra per flight, with a maximum of $10 for a round trip. So let's say you're going to fly from Tulsa to New Orleans and change planes in Dallas. It will cost $5 extra. Williams Communications executives will release fourth quarter earnings Tuesday. The earnings report was delayed last week, causing Williams stocks to plummet. Stocks managed to rebound by the end of the week. Williams Communications is a spin-off of the Williams Company based in downtown Tulsa's Bank of Oklahoma building. Williams Communications officials expect to see stock losses of at least 10 cents a share on Tuesday's reports.
Whether it's fighting in the NHL or music to calm Tiger, you won't want to miss this week's edition of VIX Picks.
And the Super Bowl may have been in New Orleans, but it couldn't have been brought to you without some help from some folks in Tulsa. That story's next on Fox 23 News at 9. You are looking live at downtown Tulsa.
Think you know everything about Ally McBeal?
Are you Alpha McBeal? I am. Do you like surprises? Am I about to get one? I'm your daughter. Obviously, that's impossible. Obviously, it's not. Hi, Mom.
All new Ally McBeal, 9/8 Central, Fox Monday.
Every weeknight.
Who says comedy isn't pretty?
How would you like it if everyone was just staring at you all day?
Like it? Why do you think I dress this way?
Just shoot me. Weeknights at 6:30 on Fox 23.
Fox 23 News at 9 continues.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action!
Two Tulsa County Sheriff's deputies are the subject of national media attention tonight. The Learning Channel is in town shooting for the new series, The Enforcers. Deputy Randy Pierce was shot by a mentally ill elderly man back on May 1st of 1998. His partner, Garland Thompson, helped save him. Their life and death struggle will be featured in TLC's new series. It's scheduled to air sometime in April.
Watching the Super Bowl would not have been possible tonight without a Tulsa company. You're looking at the control room of Vivix. Vivix is a division of Tulsa-based Williams Communications, which broadcasts tonight's game to the entire country. Vivix broadcasts 80% of all professional sports in the nation. Here's how it works. A satellite signal is sent to Tulsa, then transmitted to all Fox television stations over fiber optic networks. Now let's check in with Sports Director Vic Faust to see how the big game, well, we all know how the big game went today. It was kind of a
huge upset.
To say the
City,
least.
I can tell you this. I didn't think the New England Patriots were going to win. I thought the Rams were going to win and cover. Right. They surprised us all tonight. Now we get a chance to look back at that. The New England Patriots came into Super Bowl 36 as 14-point underdogs, but they're leaving as world champs. In one of the most thrilling games in NFL history, New England gets it done. We take it to the Big Easy. Rams started early, up 3-0, but watch this, people. Kurt Warner, pressured, and he's picked off by Ty Law, and yes, that is returned for the touchdown. Patriots scored the first touchdown. They were up 7-3. They would go up 17-3, and here come the Rams. Kurt Warner on the quarterback sneak. That would cut the lead 17-10. Warner wasn't done. Now he's going to find one of his speedsters, this time to Ricky Prohl. And watch Prohl addressed on the ball, move around, and dive into the end zone. We were tied at 17 apiece, but guess what? They scored too quick. because the Pats came all the way down the field and set up this Adam Vinatieri 48-yard game-winning field goal. The Patriots upset the Rams in Super Bowl 36. Final score 20-17. Tom Brady, the New England quarterback, named MVP. Solid day, and afterwards, all he wanted to talk about was his team.
So it's an example of what happens when guys believe in each other. And I mean, there's so many reasons why we're here. I mean, Damon and Drew Bledsoe and my coach, you know, it's always with the support. The way the offensive line played today, the running backs, Antoine. I mean, it's just a dream come true.
Congratulations to the Patriots. It was a terrific game, but as Fox 23's Dave Briggs found out, people watch for more than just the highlights.
Thank you, Vic. An amazing 3 hours of television. Really doesn't get any better than that. You had Britney Spears, Mariah Carey, and U2 all in the same game. Let's head inside Barclays Uptown Dive, get some thoughts on Super Bowl 36. Mariah Carey, was she singing or was she lip sync?
You know, it really doesn't matter if it's Mariah Carey, you know?
Well, she's so pulled to Britney Spears. All about lip syncing. Definitely lip syncing.
Best Super Bowl commercial.
I'd say Britney Spears.
Budweiser, the horses kneeling to New York.
Finally, we'll break down the numbers of Super Bowl 36. Your average 30-second spot went for just short of $2 million. In comparison, chicken nachos, just about $7, a pretty decent bargain, and you can top that off with my favorite Super Bowl strategy, that from a Rams fan in Sapulpa, blue and yellow colored M&Ms, a strategy that's about to melt in my mouth. Back to you, Vic.
Thanks, Dave. In regards to the commercials, the White House actually sponsored two $1.7 million ads today, those on terrorism. Well, it's Sunday, and that means it's time for Vic's Picks, the best, the worst, and the weirdest plays of the week. We take you to them right now, and we begin with Kenny G serenading Tiger Woods. Tiger not exactly looking like he's enjoying this, Darren and Shara, but he'd have to sit through that. This guy's just trying to make a buck on Bourbon Street. More power to him. How about this? The ultimate cheap shot. Oh, no, Chris Webber, what are you doing? He'd get a suspension for that. Kobe Bryant, $15 million a year to do that. And, oh, good night punch. Get out of the ring. Moving on, Wall from one game. Philadelphia, New York, beating the heck out of each other, or the snot, literally. And another cheap shot. Darren and Sharon, those things. Boys will be boys.
Oh, they really were.
You know what? Wi-Fi.
They need some kind of counseling,
They need something out there. Once again, congratulations to those New England Patriots. Great job tonight. Big upset.
It was a huge game.
All right.
Thank you, Vic.
Thank you, Vic.
Grab your pen and paper.
Here's a look at all the important phone numbers that we have given out in the newscast.
These are a couple of my Valentines, and they're very easy to please. But your Valentine may need more, like one of these goodies from Evan. Treat your Valentine with a gift from the home from Oklahoma's furniture store for over 60 years, Evans.
Oh, yeah, we've gone soft on you. Yeah, baby, you know what I like. We've gone soft on you, yeah.
New Extreme Soft Tacos from Taco Mayo, Chipotle or Fajita. They're soft to the extreme.
We've gone soft on you. Oh, yeah.
Education to get ahead, but I just couldn't see me in the traditional student scene. I had to have something different. Choices, options. Then my friend turned me on to Tulsa Community College. There I could choose from 4 different campuses. In fact, when it's really convenient. Choose my classes, choose my time, choose online or in the classroom, choose my degree. You get the point. Only thing I knew I couldn't choose was to wait too much longer. Can you guess where I'm headed? CCC.
Community College.
Just Shoot Me, weeknights at 6:30.
Fox 23 News at 9 continues.
Before you go to bed, we have your news nightcap. Watch out for car thieves on the prowl in Tulsa. Police tell us cars are most frequently stolen around freeways. Protect your vehicles with an alarm or other anti-theft devices like the club. Officers say, although it may sound obvious, double check that you don't leave your keys in the car. Yeah, that would be pretty smart. What your child learns in school will be a top issue in Governor Keating's State of the State address tomorrow afternoon. The governor plans to discuss his 4x4 Plus education plan, which would add required classes for high school students. Complete coverage of the State of the State tomorrow on Fox 23 News at 9.
And here's tonight's Fox 23 News Flash Poll. We asked, do you think the governor's 4x4 Plus plan is a good use of your tax dollars? While we tally the final phone calls, listen to what some of your neighbors say about this controversial topic.
I think requiring more out of our students is fine, but I think there should also be, in trade, there should be more options for some of the other classes. Maybe, you know, having a choice in what type of English class they want to take.
I think the plan is probably good, but I think there's a lot of things that need looked at as well. The arts programs, for certain, I mean, are certainly being short-changed throughout the state.
And here are the final results from the phone poll. 31% of you say yes, while 69% of you say no.
Thanks to everyone that voted.
That's right. Thank you for voting.
How about another check of the forecast? We're all voting for a good forecast for tomorrow morning.
I say yes for clear skies tomorrow. Let's check out that 7-day predictor and look at this tomorrow. I think mostly sunny skies after a cold start at 24, warm up to about 48. On Tuesday, cloudy skies, a chance of rain and or snow on Tuesday, highs only in the 30s. Any winter precipitation should end early Wednesday, then clearing skies and warmer weather as we head towards next weekend.
Okay, thank you, John.
All right.
You got a final word?
Yeah, my final word is with that weather guy over there. He beat me on this Super Bowl prediction. He picked the Patriots. I picked the Rams. I covered the Rams 2 years ago, so I think I let my bias of that get in the way. And yes, I'm the one eating the crow tonight.
It was a great game.
But great game.
It was a good game.
Fan or no fan.
I used the predictor for the forecast.
Very accurate.
Yeah, it is. It's very accurate.
Thanks, guys, and thank you all for joining us for our debut of Fox 23 News.
Starting tomorrow, catch the late local news and weather an hour earlier every night at 9 o'clock.
Have a good night.
We want you to tell us news tips from your neighborhood. You can call the Fox 23 News hotline 24 hours a day. That number is Fox News 369-6397.